bird seeds. I actually had a totally different episode planned for today. I had an interview I recorded a few weeks ago with Mike Greiser, great agent in our local market. Really excited for that to come out. But I had to follow up on my most recent episode and push him back. Sorry, Mike. Next week, it's you. It's all you, man. So, last week's episode talked about steering towards solutions, and I listened to it, and I had to call myself out. It was weak. And the concepts are great. It was awesome. I didn't go deep enough, and that's something that part of the reason I'm doing this podcast is I need to go deeper on these things. I need to get into them and be able to explain them, et cetera, et cetera. So, I mean, that's definitely something I'm excited here to get into. And part of this is that with doing these podcasts and everything, part of what we're doing here is, again, it helps me get these ideas that I have in my head. And in order for me to explain it, to teach it to somebody, I have to be able to understand it deeper and get it out. And I'm doing this to help other people, but frankly, I'm doing it for myself because it makes me understand these things better. One of these concepts, I learn more when I teach than when I'm taught. I love giving back to the agents in our office. I love teaching these things that I do, whether it's, internal in our office, to other agents, masterminding. I don't care. I get something out of helping other people do it from a personal standpoint, but I actually understand it better when I have to be able to explain it. And I think that's so imperative. So I'm calling myself out. I did not go deep enough last week's episode, and I'm going to get a little bit deeper into that. So also want to remind you that this is a practice for me. I am nowhere near where I want to be in this mindfulness journey that I'm on. I'm not there. And this is why I'm doing it, so I can get there. So, to take an old cliche saying, practice what I preach, not what I do. My wife is going to call me out on this one so hard. I don't think she listens, so she probably actually won't. But if she did listen, she's going to call me out so hard on this one because I don't do it. But I know I need to. So here we go. This is part of that journey of doing it. Here's a concept I came up with a few years ago. In every single moment, there is equal good and equal bad. And you will experience what you focus on. And that's a lot of you are going to laugh so hard for me saying that. And this isn't new. This is something years and years and years ago. Because I tend to be a pessimist in a lot of situations. I mean, admittedly, I understand. I tend to see the negatives, and then all I see from that point forward is the negative in every situation. But that's exactly what this is about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You focus, you experience what you focus on. When something bad happens, all I can see from that point forward is the bad in every single situation I'm involved in. And that's not right. That's not healthy. That's not good. There is equal good and equal bad in everything that happens. Focus on the good. Acknowledge the bad. The bad, you have to acknowledge it. Otherwise, you'll just keep repeating the same mistakes. But don't focus on it. Focus on the good. A door closes and opportunities opened. That's the good. The bad, yeah, it's horrible. You lost a job. That is, gosh, is that horrible, nerve-wracking, and terrible. But maybe you can use that as an opportunity to find a better job or do something you're more passionate about. So it's equal good and equal bad in every moment. Find those good moments, find those good nuggets, and just get obsessed with them. And everything else, the rest of your day, you're going to see the good in all those situations. Again, this isn't something I've mastered by any means. This is something I'm still really working on. But I think it's probably one of the biggest things I can do to better my mindset, to be more mindful, is just being in the moment of the good, not letting the bad scare me away from the good. Simply put, when you focus on the negative, you're scared of the positive. It's we find ourselves, I find myself, you kind of get in these routines of, even though it's bad, it's comfortable. It's what you know, it's what you're used to, it feels uncomfortable to look at things a different way and to be happy and be optimistic and positive. And it's these negative cycles, but it's so weird because it's not what you want. It's not making you happy. It's not good. But at the same token, it's comfortable. And as human beings, we strive for comfort. That's just what we do. And when comfortable is negative, it's hard to get out of that cycle of negative and get into the positive. So I challenge you, I challenge myself. Gosh, more importantly, I challenge myself. Or most importantly, to me, I challenge myself. When something bad happens, find the positive and just acknowledge the negative. Don't bury it. It's there. It's real. Acknowledge it. Process it. but find the positive in it and focus on that. Get absolutely obsessed with that positivity, and everything from the rest, the rest of that day, the rest of that, whatever moment, you'll find those positive moments. So, like I said, this is really just a follow up to that. I listened to it back and I'm like, that was a wussy episode, Joe. You just hit the surface. You didn't go deep enough. No, I mean, yeah, there were some cool metaphors and points in there, and those are all super valid. Don't look at what you're trying to avoid. Look at where you want to go. That was the theme of last episode. And yeah, totally true. Absolutely 100% true. But I calling myself out again. I didn't go deep enough. Going deeper here. Find those positives. Focus on them. You'll be happier for it. Anyway, thanks again for listening to Birdseeds. Well, next week we'll have an interview with Mike Reiser. Also, really excited recording an interview with the one and only Don Jacks, who's my business coach. We're recording that on Friday, so that I either follow the episode after the next one or beyond that. But really excited for that. Every time Don and I, get ourselves in a mindset where, we don't have a specific topic to talk about or whatever, we really get deep and we get a lot of good comes from that. So super excited for you guys to hear some of the wisdom that's helped me get slightly more wiser. Thanks again for listening. Birdseeds. Check you later.